Hello everyone, welcome to the corner tonight. You may be wondering what this is all about, but I'm going to do a little something that was kind of a challenge to me years ago. I was at one of my local, well not a local, but one of my club swap meets, if you will, swap meet car shows. And two of my friends that were there at the show, Randy and John, they both walked up to me, both with a kind of a smirk on their face. They had a brown paper sack in their hand. And they said, you know how you're always challenging people to do weird and wacky stuff? I'm like, yeah. Well, they handed me this bag. And they said, we've got a challenge for you. We want you to do something with what's in this bag. I'm like, okay. Kind of had me a little scared. But I peeled the bag open. And inside the bag are these two parakeet bird feeders, much like what you see here. And I'm just like, ew. Okay. Now the thought process starts to kick in. What am I going to do with it? This happened at about maybe later morning that day. So throughout the entire afternoon, I'm trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? The drive home, same thing. 2 hours and 45-minute drive home, just tossing this thing around in my mind, trying to think what I'm going to do with it. Well, upon getting home, I was kind of going through my collection of cars here, trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to use to do something with this? Now I got to thinking, I'll take the squirrel out of the way a minute. I don't just put them in there, but that's all right. Got to thinking, I could have turned it this way and made a hot rod boat out of it. But they wanted me to do something with a car involved. So I put a tire on it. But got to thinking, well, that wasn't really enough. So what I got to thinking, well, this could be the start of what I want to do with what it is. So then I turned it over, much like I did like this. And this is what I got to thinking on. Eliminate that. And you've got the makings of something aerodynamic. Well, what's aerodynamic and what usually carries the aerodynamic look? Something fast, right? So that's what entered my mind. Upon looking through all my stash here at the house, I happened to see a Ferrari F430 within my stash. And that got me to really thinking. I take that back. I stand corrected. It was a Ferrari F40, not the F430. Whatever. Anyway, so I got to thinking. I'm tossing around the ideas of putting this thing together and what I'm going to do with it. And this came to mind. I think you've probably seen this before in my intro video. For those of you who haven't, this is what I came up with. I'm going to adjust the camera, kind of pick it up a little bit better here. What I did is when you pull this apart, there's a flange out to about here where this sits and goes inside this. So I took a piece of evergreen sheet plastic and I wrapped that to bring this back out to the back. Let me grab my trusty little paintbrush pointer here. But from here back, you can kind of see it kind of flares up a little bit. That's where I wrapped it with a sheet plastic and kind of gave it the wrap. Ferrari F4, or the Ferrari Ferrari F40. And a complete engine, the rear carrier. I cut into it up to about here, and then that whole piece just basically sat right inside the bird feeder. Everything out back is all Ferrari F40, along with all the air intakes, air boxes, and then the exhaust system, struts. The rear spoiler on here is the rear spoiler off of a 1970 Boss 302 Mustang. The tail lights are kind of a catchy little thing. Not well you can see them, but the tail lights are actually outside door mirrors. I don't know if I can just pick up there. That's a little bit better there. They're actually door mirrors on from the outside of a car. Then I just painted the mirror portion red just to simulate a tail light. Tires and wheels are all off the Ferrari F40. Front suspension, I did the same thing. I took the I-beam, the suspension I-beam box, cut the bird feeder. I notched into the bird feeder, and then this sat right up inside there. Now within the Ferrari F4, the F40 kit, they have two sets of mirrors. The headlights are actually one set of mirrors that came in the kit, and this is the other set of mirrors that came in the kit. So this is a pair of the outside F40 mirrors, and then same are those. Steering's posable. Ferrari logo on the front and on the sides. Tried to do this in a fashion where I can kind of hold it up and see it, show you. I wanted to make the canopy hingeable, but I couldn't figure out really how to pull it off and make it work. So the hinge is basically just a sit on, or it sits on there. This is the color that the bird feeder was, this particular one. The orange one that I had in frame here a minute ago, that one. These are the two bird feeders that were in the bag that John and Randy gave me. So this one was kind of a green, and I figured for what I was going to build, the green might look a little bit better than an orange tint. So I ended up painting all this portion off, painted all things canary yellow. I figured I had to kind of stay with the bird theme in mind, right? Down inside, got the Ferrari steering wheel and portion of the dash. The dash pods, the gauge pods, I think are off the custom pieces off of 59 Impala. It's got the shifter down alongside the driver's seat. It's got our Ferrari seat in it. Try not to cough here. And I did manage to hinge the seat forward. Or hinge the seat, I should say. Seat hinges forward, and it's got a Jaguar XJ220 wheel inside of a smaller diameter tire for a spare tire, and a fire extinguisher down below. Piece of black corduroy is the carpeting in it, and it's got the e-brake down here next to the seat. And then I just put a sheet plastic in here for a rear bulkhead just to kind of block off the engine from the interior compartment. But I ended up taking this back and showing the guys, and they got a kick out of it. Then I ended up challenging both of them to do something with it, which they did. One of them built like a rocket car out of it, and then the other one did, I forget what the other, Randy did with his, but Randy's been known to take and make like similar to what my Warbird Charger is, but he put twin canopies on it, kind of like a Batman-inspired looking type car. Randy is another, well, both Randy and John build some awesome stuff, but as do all the other guys in custom comps. And the Butchers gang, they're out of here, up here in Delavan, Wisconsin. The guys in Butchers are John and, the guys in Butchers, Custom Comps, and AMG, we're all kind of melded together, I guess you can say. We all kind of go to each other's clubs and meets and so on and so forth, shows and all this and that kind of thing. But like I was saying, the guys challenged me to do this because back then I used to challenge guys a lot to do a lot of crazy stuff themselves, and they started coming back with me with challenges. And a lot of times the guys, I'd meet their challenge, and some guys, well, Bob Urey was one of them. A couple of guys said that they were no longer going to challenge me, but I still get challenges every now and then. This was just one of the last few that I had received back a couple of years ago, quite a few years ago. But I know a couple of guys left comments on the site here, on the channel, talking about some of the weird stuff that I do. This is kind of along one of those lines of some of the weird stuff that I've done. And got one more that I'm going to probably bring out at another time. Kind of show it up a little bit. That'll be just a quick video because there's not much to it, but it's kind of a play on words, if you will. It's called I call it the 2001 Hemi Under Glass. And I got a few minutes here. I can bring it out and show you. got it in my hand here anyways. So this is the 2001 Hemi Under Glass version, if you will. It even says so on glass. 2001 Hemi Under Glass. Yeah, I've got kind of a weird imagination. Having a little fun with it. Had a long pair of, took a long pair of tweezers. Actually got them right here close by. These are the tweezers I used to put this thing together. Take it piece by piece, sit it inside, glue it in place, inside, glue it in place. What I did is I set the engine stand in place first, painted, glued the engine halves, everything together on that. Set the engine block and everything in on the stand, put the headers on it, put the blower, everything up on top, and then put the belts on last. Now the fun part of this is I was trying to find a bottle to do this, and Snapple, of all things, back years ago, had this bottle. The cap says open, laugh, win. I saw that on the side and I thought, well, that'd be kind of fun. Then I got to looking at the top of it and that just kind of sold me on it. Says the joke's on us. Look under cap. So I was like, heh, that's perfect. So that bottle was just kind of the perfect fit for what I wanted to do. Like I said, I built this back in 2001. That's why I got the name or the number of 2001 on it for the 2001 Hemi Under Glass. Just something fun. People always kind of like my humor, and some say I've got a weird off-the-wall sense of humor, which I do, but my kid can clarify that. But I do. That's a couple of my kind of off-the-wall, just kind of custom, different, out-of-the-box, off-the-wall kind of builds. And I'm going to wrap it up here, and we'll call it a night. Tomorrow night we're going to do the what's in the box. That's going to be kind of a longer video, I think, because of what the car is. It's in the box. It's going to take a little while to go over some of the details on it. It's probably going to be one of the more longer what's in the box videos that I've done. Lately, I've had that car on my workbench. I've been kind of tinkering around with it. My son liked the idea that I was tinkering around with it again. He knew when I posed the question of what's in the box, he saw the box, and when he saw some of the stuff that I pulled out of the box, he says he picked up on it right away. He knew exactly what the car was, so he said he wasn't going to be one of the ones that were guessing. He was going to leave it for you guys. But I figured, he figured that was only fair to everybody else. But like I say, tomorrow night's video will be a little bit longer clip of a video for what I'm going to be doing, just because of the detail that's in the car that I'm going to be showing. So we'll pull that out and do that tomorrow night. But appreciate everyone for watching. Appreciate all the comments coming in from everybody. I like to hear from all you guys. Keep them coming, please. Nice to kind of get to know every one of you, kind of see what you guys are all about. I've been trying to check out most of, if not all, your guys' channels. Some of it's kind of hard because I'm only limited on certain timing of the day to do all that stuff, but I try to do as much as I can. Making my rounds. Some of you have seen me. Some of you, commented on my comments, so on and so forth. But with that in mind, I hope you're all having a good day. Hope the weather's nice where you are. And we'll see you again really soon. For those of you that haven't clicked the subscribe button, please do. Click the like buttons, leave comments. Hit the notification bell up top. That way you know when all this stuff comes out. Yeah, even this crazy stuff like this. It's fun. It's all good. With that in mind, everyone have a good night. And we'll see you next time on the corner. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.